Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
Yeah, baby. It's Friday. Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Yes, here we are. Weekend. Yes. It's all Sarah. She is all giddy. She just tweeted us. I'm freaking excited about cocktails and karaoke tonight.
Yes,
Good.
girl.
Yeah.
Yes.
Harness that excitement.
I felt
Use
bad
it.
because we had announced, we're going to be at West Palm last Friday. We're supposed to be, but they had something else, or we had a scheduling conflict. So we had to move it to Boca. And she's like, oh my gosh, I got all my girlfriends already. So she had to cancel her plans last week. And so she's going to be out there this week. So
That's a trooper
yes,
right there.
Absolutely.
Well,
Going to be excited to see you out there, Sarah.
Bring your friends. We'll bring our friends so we all can be friends.
Be friends. Yeah. How you like that?
Yeah, baby, baby.
Yeah, sounds exciting. Get to hang out with Biggie in a hot tub. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I bet those video vixens loved that.
Yeah, just what we wanted to do. Thanks, man. Appreciate that, did. Got an email from Crystal. She said, holy shit, I am a day behind listening to the podcast, and I just heard Virginia and Jerby in headphone karaoke doing the finale of the Elton John song. I love it so much, I want it as my freaking ringtone.
Okay, girl.
Well, we're going to be doing that again tonight.
We will, and the la-las will be just as grating.
Okay, good. That's good
they'll
news.
be worse. We'll have cocktails in us. It's going to be so miserable. For people who don't listen to our show that's there, they probably are looking like, what the shit is this?
We can't sing that off the jump. We got to let people get a little drunk before we hit them with that.
That's fine. I
Yeah.
hope they're serving moonshine tonight.
Yeah.
If they're not, I know where there is some.
She always has the hook
I
about
can
moonshine.
smug.
On shine.
I'm not above smugging. I'll smuggle some in.
If you want moonshine, Virginia is the man to go to.
The man to go to. She's the man you want, huh?
My friend gave it to me in milk jugs. That's how much I had of it.
Oh, my gosh. That's a
Milk
lot of shine, girl.
jugs.
But that makes it authentic, in my opinion. It
Probably,
makes it
yeah.
like, okay, we took it over, past the border.
Well, it was a legit thing that, if you had real shine, I mean, they really did. They would serve it in the mason jars, and that, it was a legit kind of like country thing about it. And so other people have kind of taken over the mason jar concept, and they've tried to make it, it's niche-y and it's flavored and it's all this kind of crap now. And, if you're a true shine fan, it's kind of insulting. Like going, oh, you're trying to serve this knockoff, not nearly as good shine in mason jars, It's like, come on, it ain't the real thing. I mean, you got to be like drinking out of a mason jar in a barn in the middle of nowhere. That's a real shine party.
I remember when you got me some shine.
Yeah.
Oh, it was real fine.
I got you some yummy shine.
You drank it with me.
We had strawberry shine. Oh, we had all kind of shine.
You did, huh?
It was great.
Yeah, we didn't.
So it's illegal because it's, so high in alcohol content?
Well, it's just, it's making,
It's
I think,
made
yeah.
in somebody's backyard if it's
Mm-hmm.
real shine. So you're not, it's not taxed, which all alcohol has to be taxed. It all has to be made by a real legit distillery. So if you've just built a distillery in your backyard, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms don't want anybody doing that. So they can come in and take you to jail if they catch you making shine.
So it's not any more potent than you would get at the store.
No, I think it is.
It is? Okay.
Yeah, I think it is more potent than the stuff you get at the store.
There's some stuff, I don't know, I just know, I grew up in the hills of southeastern Ohio. And yeah, we had some guys that their dads would make shine. It was kind of like what you would expect. They had hidden little stills and stuff like that. In fact, I remember the funny thing about it was we used to have this kind of gully that we would hang out in when I was a kid, and we'd walk to it. Back in the day, you could, and there was an old shed down in there, and there was a bus that had like been tipped over, and we went in there one time, and there was a couple stills that were in there. I was like, oh crap, it was like all overgrown. I didn't know. The only thing I knew about moonshine then was what I saw on the Dukes of Hazzard, which is a TV show where they'd run shine, that was the whole thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, I think that's a still. They're making shine.
Don't run shine across that county line.
Oh.
Yeah. So when I was in high school, we'd have it like some of our parties, and I had it a couple times. It was so bad, and it was just, white lightning, just clear liquid, looked like water. It was in a mason jar, and it just will immediately.
Yeah, I didn't love the taste, but
It's
it
awful.
wasn't about the taste
It's
that night,
awful.
baby.
But they had something called grain alcohol, And I don't know what
You
the
can buy
differences in
that.
all of these are. Well, here was the story. You couldn't in Ohio.
Oh.
It was, in
Okay.
redneck places like Louisiana.
In
you can buy anything.
Louisiana, that's what we used to make jungle juice with.
Yeah,
You would get a
that's what we
huge
would
thing
do,
of
yeah.
grain alcohol, a huge thing of grape Kool-Aid,
Yeah.
and you would make it in a garbage can.
That
Or
must
in
be
a bathtub. We call them Harry Buff parties. Harry Buffalo is the name they called it. But it was the same thing. We'd have to drive to West Virginia. We were about an hour from the West Virginia border.
Okay.
So we'd drive, when I was at Ohio University, we'd drive to West Virginia, pick up shit ton of grain alcohol, and then we drive over and do what you were talking about. You take the fruit and you let it sit in the fruit. And if you ate something like that, you get all hammered.
And it
eating the fruit.
was always in a trash can. Anytime anyone's talking about that grain alcohol, it's always in a trash can.
So unsanitary.
Oh,
Come
yeah,
on, man.
don't think about that, Kev.
Well, you buy
Yeah.
it new, and you only use the plastic trash container for jungle juice.
Not
You
with-
don't make anything else with it.
Not with the people I hang with.
They use used trash
Oh,
cans?
absolutely. In fact, the guy that was doing it was bragging about how it was a used trash can.
That's so disgusting.
Okay, I'm not drinking with that cat.
I think it's a young man's game,
So
drinking that
disgusting.
kind of stuff.
Yeah. A couple of people in the chat room, somebody, Vanilla with the Rainbow Sprinkle, said, yeah, we drank grain in college in Pennsylvania. Yeah, it's probably that kind of area, kind of backwoods. Pennsylvania's got a lot of that West Virginia feel to it. And somebody said Lawless is a great moonshine movie, if you want to check that out. And then Taddy said, yeah, Tennessee moonshine. I noticed that when we were did our road trip, we were driving up through Tennessee, and they have a lot of places right around Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, that area, to buy moonshine. But it's that flavored. I don't know. I have a feeling that's not the same,
It's
is it?
not.
It can't be. It's like real country shine, like
But they're
backwoods
selling it in
shine.
stores and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't think
I
it's
don't
the
think
real
it
stuff.
is.
I
man.
wouldn't think so.
It's
'cause-
not as fun. I mean, if you can
agreed.
buy it in a store, I don't think you should even call it shine.
Well, there was
because
some outlaw and renegade about shine. You know, how we
Exactly.
grew up. Yeah, because if somebody brought out the shine, like that was the next level. You'd have all your wild turkey and that kind of stuff everybody's drinking, and somebody going, hey, I got a little shine. They break that out, and then, because you really almost had to be pretty plowed to even drink the shine. I mean, I drank it one time completely sober, and it was rough.
you drink it, and while you're drinking it, it's the excitement of it's illegal.
Yeah,
To
it
have
made it fun.
to
Yeah.
make it.
Yeah.
For my wedding, I don't know if you remember,
Yeah.
Kimmy drove to Mississippi, and she got 3 jugs of moonshine and crossed state lines with it.
Yeah.
Just something about
It was just awesome.
Something about saying you have to cross the county line or the state line makes you feel like you are
It
part of
did,
some
yeah.
underground
We probably would've done
criminal thing. That's,
You,
Yeah.
you absolutely are a criminal.
But there's a coolness to it, though.
Yes.
I'm going to sneak the shine past the line.
Yeah, there was something really exciting about it. I don't know what it is when you're doing some kind of intoxicant when it's illegal, which is, honestly, I mean, it's why meth is so much fun because, I mean, it's highly illegal. And
Is
you're just
it?
like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is so illegal. I'm
Is
doing
meth
this.
fun?
Oh, it's a blast.
Too much shine leads to 69.
Even if it's just you and Denny's.
I'm on top.
And it's 69 a lot of times, not even with a woman. Oh, yeah, baby. Got this email from Aaron. Said, hey, I got you guys added to AnyPod on Alexa. I'm just starting to learn this stuff, and the problem I got right now is my damn little dot, whatever that thing is I cannot find the internet. And I was like, go to the help app, and on the Alexa app, I've gone to that, and it ain't helping. But when I get this thing back up and run, I want to learn all these kind of things. I was at the place where I was adding all these skills and kind of getting that. He said, install the AnyPod skill and say, Alexa, ask AnyPod to play the KVJ show. And apparently it'll start playing us. Yeah, we're getting the Alexa skill. We're getting a whole computer system. I don't even know how it's going to work. So it'll be interesting, though. At the end of February, it's going to come in, and we're thinking about, like, Denny's jokes and all these kind of, like, different things, songs and clips and the regular show stream and the podcast, all that kind of stuff. So that for your Alexa home speakers, you just, say the commands. We'll give you the commands. In fact, we'll probably wind up, if it is that way, maybe even have, like, a list of commands, post on our website and social media and stuff like that, where you can go and see it and say it, and then boom, that stuff will start popping up for you, whatever you want to hear.
I like it.
And if you have suggestions saying, hey, make a skill for this or for that, then that'll be, I think, really the next wave of doing it. The sales on these things are huge. I think we're going to get close to, or maybe even over 20% saturation in homes with these home speakers.
I didn't get it until I have one. Magnolia asked for one for Christmas, and I was like, what is this? This is a stupid little speaker you talk to. I don't get it. I already have a speaker. I don't need this. Now that I have it, I get it. It's awesome.
Yeah, there are some cool things with it. I'm excited to get there and get it up and get it working. And, I just got this email today. Apple's just getting ready to launch in like a week or so their HomePod starting on the 9th of February.
I'm sorry, I'm not down with the copycat. I'm legit going Alexa.
Apple does that all the time now. And this one's going to be, I haven't seen a price point on all these things. This is, but I think this is going to be a lot more expensive.
Whatever. I'm going Alexa because they're the innovators. Why would I want to be a part of the copycat?
Well,
Because this happens, this is what happens.
and the thing about this one too is you've got to use Siri with this. So it's not going to be Alexa, it'll be Siri. And I tell you honestly, it's $350.
What? Alexa is not that.
No.
It's
And
way cheaper.
I didn't have Siri working on my, because Siri is pointless. Like the times I've used Siri, I mean, not one time, not even like occasionally doesn't work. Like not one time has worked for me.
Siri sucks.
I'm
She
like, it's
always
awful.
blows it for
So
me.
why do you want Siri in your house?
That's exactly. That's what I'm saying. I would be so like I hate Siri so much. I don't have her on my phone. So why would I want to invite her into my house? Like Apple's just turning into a shithole. They really are. It's just unbelievable. Like it'll be interesting to see how the HomePod takes off. But first of all, it seems like they're late to the game. They're overpriced, and then I got to deal with Siri. I'm like,
Ugh.
yeah.
No.
I mean, unless it just becomes obvious that Apple's way outdoing everybody else and it's so much better. I think what they're doing is their speakers sound so much better. But I think the other ones, like the Alexa ones, I thought they were using Bose or something like that, and so they were supposed to sound good themselves.
Magnolia's Alexa sounds great.
Does it? Okay.
It's booming, and you can yell from across the room, Alexa, turn it down to a 4, or Alexa, turn it up to a 10.
No,
Yeah.
I will not. Go fuck yourself.
It's so awesome. Your hands free. Just
Yeah.
going. When I'm cooking, it is so awesome to be able to not have to touch anything.
Can you make Alexa different voices if you want? Can you turn her into like a, I don't know,
I'm sure you could, but I don't know how to do all that.
the goofy Alexa? Hey!
Like Fat Albert Alexa.
Yeah, just something fun.
hey.
If they're not doing it, you know it's coming.
I think the only thing where Apple might get me is what they've done is, and Taddy brought up the point here in the chat room, is that it'll tie seamlessly to everything and easily with. But I mean, the thing is, I was not really aware that you could get your Apple Music on a different platform or different phone. If I kind of knew that, I'd probably be like going, Kev, take a little bit of time, do a little bit more research, and then maybe I would have jumped to something else and be like going, I'll just use Apple Music because I don't think I'm ever going to switch off Apple Music because I'm just too far down that road. So that I'd keep. But I mean, hey, they're making it available on other platforms. And yeah, I'd be like, Alexa, play my Apple Music. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
with you, dog.
Trying to learn, man. Trying to learn this. This is from Aaron and Kelly. Sent this email. They want to be on the KVJ Nation map. They're in Nashua, New Hampshire.
Yeah, the new Hamp.
They said, by the way, your numbers are huge in the Hamp.
I love
The
it.
Hamp. I told you they called it the Hamp.
Hamp.
They do now,
They
yeah.
call it the Hamp. We're going to the Hamp.
I love it.
Road trip.
I would like to go to New Hampshire. There's so many states I have not gone. There's so many parts of the country I have no idea what it's even like.
Yeah,
That bums me out a
I'm going
bit.
there soon. Yeah, a buddy of mine took like I told you, a craft beer tour up there last summer. It looked pretty cozy. I don't know if this is the year. I'm probably not really doing much travel until the end of the year, but maybe next year.
I've been reading up on
Hamp it is.
Montana a lot. Montana for whatever
been to
reason.
Montana.
It's been fascinating me lately.
Montana's beautiful.
What's it like?
Wide open spaces.
Wide open spaces.
But I went to, I think it was Glacier National Forest up around there, and they had like some mountains around there, creeks, and the mountains and all that kind of stuff, and snow-capped mountains, and that kind of good stuff. I think it's like country if you like the hunting, fishing, that kind of stuff. Montana's
It's
great.
all about the country,
Quiet.
though, isn't it?
Oh yeah. There's no cities really.
John Mayer goes to
Yeah.
Montana. Him and Andy Cohen have started going together a lot.
Yeah, if you like getting away, and I mean, I remember landing at the airport there, and it was like a log cabin, basically. You know, it was
That's
just
cool.
I like
small.
that.
They had like rocking chairs, and it was all kind of like woodsy, and there was a big grizzly bear in
That's
it. You know,
just
that kind
my
of stuff.
game.
Yeah, so it was
Okay,
fascinating.
Montana, I think, has now replaced my Vermont destination.
Aw.
Yeah, there's a lot of people got places in Montana. The guy owns our company, Alpha. He's got a place in Montana. David Letterman does Montana. There's a whole bunch of people who got places in Montana.
It just seems very peaceful, a good
Yeah,
place
it
to,
is.
I don't know, just
Big sky country.
Figure some shit out.
They had such great jerky, and they had a jerky of everything. They had the bison and all these kind of like weird wildebeest kind of things, you know, jerky of all kinds. You go into these like little country stores right on the side of this kind of windy road out in the middle of nowhere, and they just have bins of jerky.
We all need a little wildebeest in our life.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. Got an email here from Nick talking about movies, and he's a big fan of it. And talking a little bit about the Academy Awards, he said, The Shape of Water is by far my favorite movie off the list of the Best Picture nominees. And Jaybird, you would actually love it. Without ruining it, I can tell you it's about a woman that falls in love with a merman. Yes, a merman. I also think that you would enjoy 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. It's quirky and based on a true story. Side note, The Last Jedi did get 4 nominations.
Oh.
Yeah, for horse shit of the year. Don't get me started, Bird. Let it go.
There is a show, I don't want it to fool you either, that's coming out. It's going to be on South Florida PBS stations. It's called Battleground Everglades. And the reason why I want you to get fooled with it is it's about swamp apes. But swamp apes is the name of the military veterans that are trained to go and find and kill the Burmese python population.
Yeah.
Still would be fascinating.
That would be
though.
cool.
Yeah.
You know, they can make anything good. If you do documentary style, they can make the most boring things interesting.
I think it'd be really fast because, you know, there's no way in hell I'm going into the Everglades. So, you know, but
No way.
no way. But if somebody
Really?
took no, screw that. Like, Now, honestly, like if you've just growing up, I grew up around true farm boys and the adventures and shit they would get into. And so many days I was just like, how do I get out of this?
You're too prissy.
And you can't get out. I was so prissy, and I was stuck with these, and they would be out for days,
They
not even
love
like
it.
hours.
They're muddy.
Days, and I'm like, there's no way home. And I just told myself, I'm like, dude, when I drive out of Logan, I ain't going back. I'm scared of this fucking place. So, yeah.
I like things clean and neat.
I don't know what happened to me. I don't know how I wound up there or whatever. God, I love the people there and it's beautiful country, but I'm not a man. And they're men. I mean, there's a difference between them and me, a big difference. And
You're a city slicker.
I am. I always was in my soul to be a city slicker. And I love the country folk, have great memories of it, but oh my gosh. I mean, there's a difference. They go in there and they don't seem to mind that like a snake's biting them on the ankle and they're covered in mosquitoes and they've got shit and mud all over them and they're wet.
real shit.
That's
I mean,
fun
real
to
shit.
them. Like, they think it's awesome.
They are so happy, and I'm looking at them like going, how are you not miserable? I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. I'm freaking out. And they're just like, isn't this great? Sticks and mud everywhere. I'm like, get me out of here, man.
Sticks, mud, shit. We love it.
We
It's
love
the
it.
fucking best.
And they do. God bless them. It's their thing. But yeah, no, going to the Everglades, no, I would, this would be the worst day ever.
How about the idea, hey, Kev, we're going to go out mudding. Is that something that would just be so miserable for you?
Gosh, yeah, you know, and it's kind of weird. I got a kind of a new friend I've been hanging out with a little bit, and he's got a Jeep, I got a Jeep, and he's invited me, like, coming up here. He goes out and takes his Jeep out, and they do these, like, courses and stuff like that. And he's like, it's manicured, it's nice, not that bad. We got a cabin, it's all good. And so I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. He's from Alabama. And I'm like, okay, is this guy like real man, country boy? Like, am I going to get, because you can do country, and he's got guns and that kind of stuff. I'm like, you can do country, and I've seen high-end country where you do all the shit that country boys would be doing, but we were poor. There's poor country boys and there's rich country boys.
Right.
And there's a big difference. And I actually got to hang out one time with rich country boys. And I'm like,
They
okay.
hunted humans.
I'm like, no, this was cool. They had like cool ass RVs. They had cool ass cabins. Like it was they had money.
Glamping.
Yes.
Yes.
They were rednecks with money. And I'm like, okay, now that I can do. I've been with only poor, backwoods rednecks, and that ain't fun. I don't know where this guy is.
Did you know about Kevin's new friend? I didn't know about Kevin's new friend.
Oh, gosh, I didn't run it by you guys?
Have we vetted this guy?
Yeah.
No, you haven't. No.
Well, how do you know him?
I know him through one of our KVJ Nationers. I met him, and we're connected because he's a huge Buckeye fan.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So we start connecting that way.
I'll need to get his name and social so I can run him.
We're going to have to sit down with him. He's going to pass the test.
Kevin, sorry, but you're very naive.
Sorry, but not sorry.
You make friends with people that are murderers.
I wasn't trying to...
We have to
Y'all
vet.
see why I don't bet my friends.
I'm just trying to bust your balls, man.
No, she wants to dig deeper.
No, she's being serious.
She really has to know.
I'm
like,
actually
okay, wait a
kidding.
minute, hold
Y'all
on.
are joking?
I'm
know
actually
wait,
joking.
you're friends with someone I'm not aware of? No, come on. Okay.
That's not going to fly.
No.
I just wanted to sound like that psycho roommate from what's that movie with single
she
white
really is the psycho roommate.
single white female?
Single white male.
She's gonna know all about them. I'll present the paperwork and get it to you. before the end of
Please
the day.
do.
Yes.
And if she doesn't like him and I like him,
I
she's gonna
know.
come and go, Kevin, we hate him.
Yeah, we hate him.
I
What are you
like-
doing with him?
I actually like him.
Yeah.
We don't like the way he looks.
We don't approve. Yeah, there'll be something. Yeah.
There'll be something sketch
tough.
about his
Yeah.
look.
There's
I need a
something.
photo.
So when do we meet him?
Can't wait. Yeah, so no, he's got this thing set up, and I'm like, okay, all right, gonna see. Yeah, because he's got, it's gonna be a day of like jeeping and shooting guns, and I'm like, okay, all right,
Neither one of those things are you good at.
Well, no, actually, I'm good. I'm a pretty good shot, and I used to do a lot of mud. And, so I know it. I didn't like it, but you had to do it.
You're going to shoot your eye out.
No, I'm good with guns. I get guns.
Oh,
Guns
man.
I don't mind. I always like guns. I was like, can we just shoot? And they're like, no, because Billy's running down through the woods. You fucking kill him. And so, I always just want to go out and shoot. Shooting was great, but I'm like, can't we just stand up here in this clearing and shoot? And they're like, no, gotta get down the thick of it. And I'm like, fuck.
I remember the first time I shot a shotgun. I was up at Chipola Junior College. That's where I played. That was all country people. I mean, it was country, and they're all watching me. They put the rifle, and they kept on warning me about this kickback. I'm like, all right,
Oh, jeez.
whatever, kickback. I shot that thing, and it fucking hit me in the face.
No, that's a joke. That's what rednecks do. Like 12 gauges, believe it or not, you don't put you don't want to put it up on your shoulder with a lot of them because they'll freaking blow your shoulder right off.
Yeah, no, it was.
Hold it down low. You'll hold it low because it's got this action where it comes up so high on it, and you gotta be prepared for the action on it where it's gonna go. So what they'll do is a joke. They get a city slicker out there. They love fucking with city slickers. I see it all the time. Somebody come down from Columbus and be like, well, watch this. And they give him have a shotgun. And go, and it blow him like 10 feet back. Yeah, look at him, motherfucker. Knocked out 5 teeth.
Yeah, no,
jeez.
it was hilarious.
Yeah, they will. And they'll laugh at your pain. You'll have, your face will be half ripped off.
Oh, yeah.
Missing teeth. And they're just over you laughing. They're like, just shake it off.
It was fucking awful.
Yeah.
It was awful. It made such a loud, it's a way louder sound than I thought it was.
That's why you got to tiptoe into country boy because you
Yeah.
don't know what you're getting because I'm used to that.
That
I'm
was
like,
week
okay,
3 there.
what am I getting myself into here? Yeah, full-fledged jumping into the deep end to country boy for a city slicker is big problems.
It was different up there. I loved it. The people were so nice.
Oh, they're amazing
They really
people.
were so amazing up there.
I love them to death. God bless, I love them to death, and I wish I were more man.
But it's just amazing.
I think they set me off, man, going, Kev, we just wish you were made for these parts.
We're sending you to a better place.
they did. They kind of packed
They
me up.
had a funeral.
When I left town, they just kind of said, well, bye-bye, Kev. He just, God bless him, he just not made to be a country boy.
Don't come back
Yeah.
because you won't last.
But it really is crazy how much different it is up there than just down here.
It is.
Way
Oh,
different.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They got a different way of looking at things, man. It's all different. It's tough. God, when I went back to Logan, I couldn't believe how much they were talking about still fighting. I'm like, you guys are like 40 now. I'm like,
Yeah, I know. I kicked his ass, man.
yeah. Still fight. I'm like, gosh, still.
I mean, fighting, it takes so much energy. Who really wants to fight out in public? People fight all the time. Why? It takes so much energy.
It's all about a pecking order, man.
really
It
is.
They have to have that pecking order. I kick so-and-so's ass, and they kick my ass, and,
I kicked his ass real good, Virginia. I ripped it right off.
that's how it goes.
Did you say kicked or licked?
I licked it and kicked it.
Yes.
And I sticked it. Oh, don't make that sound. Is that you? Stop that. That's terrible.
If you want to watch the Battleground Everglades, February 7th on Channel 2 in Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and February 8th, the next day on XEL Channel 42 in West Palm Beach. And then they're going to have it nationally broadcast on PBS in April. So, got this email here from Samantha. It's about this E! News blurb that she saw on E! Online. Sarah Tither Kaplan and Violet Paley have come forward with more details about James Franco's alleged sexual misconduct and claim women were asked to leave his class if they refused to partake in sex scenes or nude scenes. And Samantha wrote us and said, hey, things I'm wondering about. Why are these girls coming forward now? While he is having a lot of buzz about his latest movie. The class was a sex scene masterclass. I've never taken a masterclass, but I'm assuming by name it's an intense, focused class. If an actor, wouldn't you expect to act in such scenes? The only female was his girlfriend, and hasn't every guy tried to push a girlfriend down to his area for a BJ? If you go ahead and do it, how's he at fault? Are we biased on this story because he's attractive and likable? I'm not sure myself because I am a big fan. But would I feel different on the story if he was big and gross? And in the interview with Good Morning America, she says he's not like Harvey Weinstein. So what's her agenda or her point? This to me is not part of the Me Too issue. Do you guys agree or disagree? Thoughts as men/women, but also as professionals in a workplace that has done sexual topic content. So that was her take, the opinion on the story. I don't really know enough about it. I mean,
yeah, I don't either. I haven't read all the accusations against Franco.
I mean, if it's the only thing, I mean, if your statement is true that the class was a sex scene master class,
and they signed up for it.
They did. There was also, I believe, the part they were talking about was based on prostitution as well. That was the content in nature.
Mm-hmm. And then alleged sexual misconduct and claim women were asked to leave his class if they refused to partake in sex scenes or nude scenes. Yeah, I mean, maybe they thought that they were going to learn about it or see it and not have to be in on it. I don't know.
The one woman complained that she had done sex scenes and then he had added some more for a project they were doing, but she then felt like that was exploiting her. She was okay with the sex scenes before, but he added a couple more, and then she said that he was exploiting her for $100 or whatever. The thing with the girlfriend, they were an item. They were dating each other, and he asked for a blowjob, and she says he pushed her head down, and she said she felt uncomfortable, and she gave him a blowjob. That was the account. I mean, they were dating each other, and I believe they had already done stuff with each other.
I mean, just to let her know, Sam, though, honestly, though, I've never taken a girl's head and pushed it down.
I've never done that.
No,
either.
I've never done that move.
I have. Just kidding. I don't actually have a penis.
To me, with anything, you know what? There's rude and there's not rude. And
he's rude. He's aggressive.
Yeah, I need you can feel that kind of stuff. I mean, you could be going, hey, and you could kind of like maybe gradually like put somebody in that direction. And if they go with it, they go with it. If they're kind of like, if there's any kind of like muscle tension, or then you're like, okay, that's to me reading another person. It's weird that we're to this place, but you would think if we could just put good judgment in this whole thing, in sex itself, that we wouldn't have these issues.
Well, the thing that's it's tricky too, everyone in the media and everyone reads the account from the Aziz Ansari story. They read the account of the James Franco thing, and then they discuss and debate like that's exactly what happened, and we don't know that.
No.
And for example, the Aziz thing, a lot of people had trouble with that article because it was kind of like almost like an expose, but it was also an article. It was kind of a weird type of article. You even mentioned about how she talks about the wine. She didn't get the wine that she wanted.
Just that you would even put that in your story, that you're trying to talk about what happened and what went wrong with Aziz. And you start out the story saying, he offered me wine and gave me red. I like white. So right then I knew. Like, what?
So for a lot of people, they
you ruin your credibility when you start with that. For
you
me,
do. Yeah.
that makes you sound like a diva and a pain in the ass and a girl that doesn't get what all this is about.
It starts to discredit the upcoming comments that you're about to make that might have a point.
Absolutely.
So
why would that ever even be mentioned in context of a story about him? Why?
So from right off the bat, there's this messiness. There's this. So everyone's debating this messy story already, and they're taking what's in that story. I mean, for every single thing happened like this and happened like that. Well, it's already messy from the beginning. So why are we debating that definitely happened? See what I'm saying?
Right.
We don't even know if these details. It was done through another journalist writing about her encounter. So it's now removed even once over now. And everyone's debating it like everything. You've got to be careful about debating those type of things.
Oh, sure.
Like it's completely factual. We don't know that.
No, we do not.
Yeah, so I think sometimes we try to debate what happened in these, cases that we hear, whether it be James Franco, and we don't know the exact details. Instead, maybe we can start talking about, okay, here's what should be acceptable and what should not. And I think, honestly, if you bring respect into it and you're not rude, then it should take. I've never had like a problem with somebody because I try to read somebody. I would never want somebody to do something they don't want to do with me sexually.
Okay,
and I think people send clear signals.
Let's say you're making out with a guy and you guys are in the car together. This is a legit question. It's getting hot and heavy, and he makes the move to push his head down to give him a blowjob. And you don't want to do that, and you say, I don't want to do that. Are you mad at him that he attempted to do that while you're getting hot and heavy, or is that him just trying to make a move on you?
That's just how it goes. He's trying to make a move and progress things. And, I say I don't want to do it. And, I mean.
So was James Franco in the car with the girl he was dating? Were they making out and then he does that? See, to me.
He's just aggressive a little bit. I mean, that's not the same as a rapist.
I agree with you.
It's just not.
And if he did that move, she'd be like, hey, wait. And then she
He's
should pull back,
rude.
and then he should respect that. And
Exactly,
say,
yeah.
And then if that's the case, it's like, okay, hey.
Well, my question is not that just the fact that he does that move. Does that make him a monster, or would you be so mad at a guy that would do that to you?
It doesn't make him a monster. It makes him a guy that's sexually aggressive. I've had that kind of stuff happen to me, and I mean, I would never call out somebody for being a #MeToo monster for that move. It's just a guy who's a little too pushy, and you tell him no, and then you don't see him again.
That's the way it should be.
Yes,
you
I
should
agree
say,
with
no,
that.
I don't want to do that. And you should say no, and he should respect it.
That
Be like, hey, I'm
happens.
sorry.
I completely
thought
agree with that. Yes,
You're not on the same page. Some people
I
like
read
it.
you wrong.
You're right.
Some people like it rough.
Some people do
Yeah,
like
they do, yeah.
aggressive. You're completely
I do
right
not.
about that.
If somebody starts pushing me around and getting rough with me, I'm not into
Well,
that.
it's like
so I say that, and I say, you know what, that guy's not for me. I'm not going to see him again.
If you're making out with somebody and you're going to that next level, someone's got to make a first move. I don't think everyone goes, hey, can I now suck on them titties? Like, people just don't. It doesn't happen
it
like
ultimately
that.
should not be difficult. It requires a lot more from the men and not overextending their boundaries of what it should be. And it takes the women being vocal and saying, no, I'm standing up for myself and I don't want to do this. And if both parties would be really cool, I don't think we'd have any issues ever whatsoever.
You are completely right.
It's just, and we're complicating this issue so much. That's all it boils down to.
Well, it's gone from the Harvey Weinstein to people that really use power and really keep women down, and now it's these. Some of the like the Brandy Glanville stories like that, where she's gone on record saying that the guy Gerard Butler she slept with was an amazing in bed, 11 out of 10. He was great, and then he ignores her at a party. Yeah, he did a douchey thing to you, but then she goes on to write a blog and then tag it with "Time's Up." You are, without a doubt,
Time's up on this behavior. No. That is just, you hooked up with a guy a couple of times. He moved on because he was a bigger star than you and probably could nail better looking girls.
It's those stories.
And you're mad about it.
And and people are looking for those type of stories to try to discredit this movement. So people got to be careful when they say those kind of, like Glanville, what is she doing?
Well, Glanville's never made good decisions. So.
Yeah. I think ultimately, it's a movement where it'll hopefully change a lot of things that happen sexually in our country. It will start to cripple industries that use blackmail or sexual empowerment for advancement. That should never happen in any American industry or global industry for that matter. And it'll hopefully, start encouraging guys to be respectful and women to speak up. And if it gets all that, then it's a great movement. And that's what we need it
And
for.
it has to have due process as well, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And hopefully, with some of these stories of what happens, people be like going, okay, that's not necessarily a Me Too. That's something else. And I may be partially to blame for that because I walked myself into a bad situation and then stayed there longer than I should.
Look, I've made bad decisions where I'm like, oh man, damn it, Bird, but you got to take responsibility.
Yeah, absolutely. So appreciate the emails. It is working again. Mail at kvjshow.com. Got a lot of stuff going on this weekend. Tonight, we're going to be at Blue Martini City Place, Cocktails Karaoke. Got tickets for Lord and Lana Del Rey for the best performances tonight. Tomorrow, Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure. KVJ Nation or show up, baby. Got to make us look good. Sign up to race, walk, whatever. Or just, hop in the car with us. I don't care. KVJshow.com. It's all about fighting breast cancer, and we're going to do it together. We need KVJ Volunteer Army to come out, too. We need volunteers tomorrow. Go to KVJshow.com for that. We're going to be out there. We'll be live at 6:30, so if you want to come by and see us, whoop, whoop, we'll give you shout-outs on the radio and stuff like that. Come by all morning. We're going to be broadcasting for about 2.5 hours, something like that, till about 9, I think.
Please tell me we're doing a Saturday version of Dirt of the Day.
No, it's not going to be a regular program. Don't think it's a regular show. No, we're only going to be there just to. I think the only time we're talking is just talking about the Komen. That's it.
Keep your smart-ass comments coming.
Oh, no.
I'm not on there to be like, hey, everybody, again this morning, let's hear Havana. That's not. I'm not doing that kind of show. It's just that, so. We'll see you guys out this weekend. Have a good one. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.